Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. My name is Sean Dexter and I welcome you back to the Mango Grove for your weekly live stream. I'm going to try to do it weekly at the very least. We've been doing the shorter form content recently. You guys have been enjoying it, but we did do a poll this morning on the Discord community and you guys voted for a live stream and I don't blame you. The markets have been dumping. We see a lot of red. Everyone's anxious. Everyone's antsy. Everyone's worried. There's fear. There's uncertainty. There's doubt. But hey, everything's going according to plan. And I figured that, you know what, Sean, you need to go out there. You need to tell them, hey, stick to the plan. Let me tell you one thing, guys. Let me tell you this. From all my experience in this market, especially the crypto markets, you are much better off, especially in the long run, losing money by following your plan than doing the opposite. When you lose money because you did not follow your plan, even when it's you losing opportunity because you did not follow your plan, that is painful. That is far more painful. When you look at the charts in hindsight and say, damn, all I had to do was follow the plan that I laid out for myself. I wrote this plan down. I had it printed out. I put it up on a wall and it was right in front of me and I still pussied out of my plan. When you do that, the pain is freaking unbearable. When you follow your plan and you lose money, at least you can pat yourself on the shoulder and say, hey, you saw that plan through. It didn't work out, but you know what? Not every trade works out. That is the process. But when you pussy out of your own plan, you begin to question your character. You begin to question your conviction in everything. This is why I often tell people that trading will lay out all your flaws bare on a plate for you to look at. And it questions you as a person and it forces you to improve as a person. Your commitments to your friends, to your family, to your wife, to your kids, it will make you get better at all of it. All right? So with that, let's go ahead and begin. I have an agenda over here for you guys. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the air conditioner because holy shit, got hot in here. Got hot in here. Maybe it's all this yelling and screaming going on. Okay, so we have a lot to cover today, which is why I figured, another reason why I figured it's better to do a live stream. A lot of what I do want to talk about today cannot be covered in a daily video, especially point number 2 over here, right? So we're going to start with a recap of the plan, okay? I'm just going to quickly show you guys clips or screenshots rather of our older videos going back months, weeks, and even most recently a few days ago. Everything's going according to plan. Nothing has changed. I'm not saying the plan couldn't break. It could, right? Things could go off plan and we will adjust course. But things are going according to plan so far and I'm going to show you guys the plan so you guys feel good. You guys feel better. You guys feel that conviction you need at this phase of the cycle. Then we're going to do a bit of a fun but very important cyclical analysis where I'm going to show you guys why pushing out at this phase of the market might be a mistake you may tremendously regret. And then I'm going to briefly cover this question that a lot of people have been asking me. But Sean, what about Germany? What about Mt. Gox? What about the US government? They're all selling their Bitcoin. We're going to talk about that too. All right? So we good to go? Give me a hell yes in the chat. Oh, my bad. I should put up the chat box right over here, at least temporarily. Haven't done a live in a while, eh? Sherwin, my man, glad to see you in here. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and start with a quick recap of everything we talked about over here. We have Bitcoin sitting on the weekly dynamic. Look at the bounce right off the bottom, wicked right off it. Oof. Should that be a surprise? Should that be a surprise? Well, no, because a month ago, a month ago, we were talking about just that. Well, not a month ago, 2 months ago, okay? But I'll get back to this. What I want to do is kind of do a reverse chronological order of things that we are talking about. Most recently, we talked about how Bitcoin, you know what? First, I'll start with this. When Bitcoin was sitting at around $72,000, we were talking about how there could be a really, really, really nice trade opportunity moving to the upside where Bitcoin could go all the way up to $85,000, $90,000, right? But if Bitcoin fails to break out over there and makes its way towards the downside, those of you who are not in position where we entered based on the 4-day and the weekly dynamic at this zone over here, right? When we came and tested this zone over here at around 58K, 60K, those of you who are getting into position later at the top of the range, you guys will want to exit, especially once we take out this orange zone over here. That was your danger zone. That was your liquidity zone. In this video right over there, I said that if Bitcoin loses that level, you want no part of that trade. You want, especially me, I want no part of my leverage trades over there. I want to exit all of my leverage trades because we face the risk of coming all the way down here and testing all of these liquidity areas, right? All of these lows, right? Drew the arrow down over there. The big risk was us coming down to test all of those lows over there. So we were already talking about this. We already prepped for this. We are ready for it if we lost that orange zone. And then fast forward a few days or maybe a week later, you can see that Bitcoin actually did fail to see that breakout out of the continuation, right? Out of the zone, out of the $70,000 region that we've been trapped in for a few months. And we talked about this red zone over here, this accumulation zone over here, where I'd drawn out for you guys. Can I zoom in? I don't think I can, full screen, right? Right over here, I talked about how we are likely going to come down, test that zone over there, the accumulation zone that we've done multiple times now. In this cycle, there have been 3 times where we've accumulated in this red zone territory and then made our way upwards, right? Well, what has Bitcoin done since then? Let me go ahead and pull up Bitcoin right over here. Is this the right chart? No, it's not the right chart. Not this one, right over here. Okay, we'll hide our indicators. And what did Bitcoin do? We've come down, tested the red zone, tested the accumulation zone. We're still sitting within the accumulation zone, but we were expecting this, right? As soon as we failed to break out, as soon as we took out that orange liquidity zone right over here, we were expecting Bitcoin to come and test this red accumulation zone. We were waiting for it patiently. We wanted this to happen. If we wanted this to happen, why are we now antsy that it has happened? Think about it. Think about the mixed feelings that you have over there. First, you're wanting it to happen, and then when it does happen, you're afraid, right? That's what separates good traders from new market participants, because they say they will buy the dip when it comes. They'll plan for the dip when it's not come yet. But when it does come, they shy away from it. They're afraid of it. They're like, no, I don't want this to happen. But that is what you wanted initially when price was sitting at 70,000. But now that it's come down to the $58,000 level, the level that you wanted, why are you afraid of it? Maybe you didn't want it to begin with, right? Or are you just letting the market control your emotions? Remember, right over here too, same story, right? We identified how the market has been putting this trend of high, low, high, low, high, low into a key resistance level, failing to break out, breaking down, failing to see continuation towards the downside, instead accumulating at a key level that everyone expects to break and then breaks back up again to make a new high, right? Over here too, the same accumulation opportunity, right? Okay, cool. So everything is going according to plan over there. But we talked about something else as well. What did we talk about? We talked about Bitcoin others dominance. I'll go ahead and pull up that video too here. This was like 2 weeks ago. Okay, 2 weeks ago, we talked about opportunity, max opportunity. Max opportunity is going to be showing up on all coins. All coins, this is the others.dominance chart that I was talking about during the live stream, which essentially is the crypto market cap excluding the top 10 coins. Okay, so no Bitcoin, no Ethereum, no Solana, and whatever else is in the top 10. I have no idea. And we were sitting at around 10.71%. So let's say 11% dominance at the time. And we said, wait for the big move. Wait for the capitulation, wait for further downside. At least for my coins at the time, I was waiting. In fact, some of my coins, I'm still waiting for a further move downside. But at that point, we're like, this is going to be the point of max opportunity. Because at that point, you're going to start seeing those coins start dominating. You're going to start seeing those coins outperform the top 10. That was the point of this video, right? Then I did another daily video where I followed up on this idea, right? To reiterate how important that was. Because This is the kind of opportunity you guys want, whether you want to collect more Sol, collect more Ethereum, or collect more Bitcoin, because these coins will outperform those top 10, right? That's what this is. Others dominance, others dot dominance. It's showing you that they will dominate, right? If it's going up, right? So we are saying that this orange zone over here is going to be max opportunity, and wait for the move down. And how much lower do you want to wait for? Well, a typical thing that we always like to do, and I talked about in the video, is wait for the second last lower high or higher low. So over here, since we're looking at an uptrend, you're looking for the second last higher low, right? And where do we come down to? Let's go and look at the other dominance chart right over here. This is the same chart. I haven't changed anything from that stream, by the way. Nothing, right? Where do we come down to? You can see that if you're looking at the second last higher low and the higher high, it'll be the zone over here. And that's where we came down to. And we're seeing a bounce right over there, right? So that was your max opportunity over there to everything is going according to plan, right? So to go back to our recap, the plan is still intact, okay? We saw Bitcoin come down to our accumulation zone. We saw all coins also come down to the point of max opportunity. And guys, what's really, really, really interesting is this is green while Bitcoin is red. If you looked at your altcoins, if you looked at the coins that you were interested in, right? I'm hoping that you guys have been watching Mango long enough to know to look at only the strong coins and not look at weakness, not look at the shitty coins, waiting for them to catch up. But even then, most coins were green. My watch list was green during Bitcoin's dump. I was shocked. Like Ted messaged me too saying, Sean, do you see what's happening over here? And I was like, yeah, like my freaking watch list is green while Bitcoin was red, right? That was really, really, really interesting. Okay, now could things turn ugly? Yes, of course they could, but as of right now, things are going according to plan. So why are we afraid when things are going according to plan? If the plan breaks, we can start worrying. That's when we can adjust. But getting scared at zones of max opportunity is what you don't want to do. Okay, you don't want to do. Now, I think I covered everything in regards to the recap. Oh yeah, right, and this is the last bit that I do want to cover, which was 2 months ago we talked about this. Okay, this was Bitcoin's first move down in this consolidation because we had just made our way to 70K, made our way back down to around 58K, and we put this plan down 2 months ago where we said this is going to take months, guys. This entire plan is going to take months to play out. Everyone was on board for the plan when I wrote it down. But when it came to actually following through on the plan, it's difficult, right? And what was the difficulty? The difficulty was patience, just waiting. All you had to do was wait. So what was the plan? Wait for the 4-day dynamic to get tested. Did we get that? We got the 4-day dynamic tested. Wait for few 4-day candles of consolidation, which means every one 4-day candle is 4 days. So if you're looking for 4 4-day candles or 5 4-day candles, that's 20 days. That's almost a month. And then you look for a weekly dynamic test. We got 1 play out. We got 2 play out. We got 3 play out. And then we said, wait for the round of consolidation and new local highs. Well, guys, look at the chart. Could this be the round of consolidation? Could this be the round of consolidation being put in right now? If Bitcoin actually bounces from here, right, we're going to have high low and then high low, right? We're going to have this low be higher than this one, and we're going to get a round of consolidation. In fact, something, at least for me, that's going to be super bullish, is if we take out that low and then close back into this range and do something like this. To me, this still counts as a rounded formation, right? That's going to be a massive opportunity if we do something like this, all right? So everything is going according to plan. If we start seeing signs that the plan is under threat, we will adjust. But for now, things are going according to plan. When will the plan be under threat? If we lose the bi-weekly dynamic, I'm going to say, okay, this is different. We're seeing something different here. Any bounce will need to be treated as a sell opportunity, okay? So bi-weekly dynamic, we don't want to lose that. But for now, everything's going according to plan. Okay, are we good? Are we good? Do we want to go on to point number 2? I'll let you guys let me know in the chat while I take a quick sip of my drink. Sherman says, that stream's plan was spot on. I've been following it for weeks now. Yeah, just follow the plan, guys. Don't I'm telling you, it's not that your plan needs to be right. Your plan can go wrong, right? But you need to follow the plan. Don't let anything happen in the middle, right? Let me put it this way. Okay. If you are here, okay, and your goal is here, okay, you need a plan to get from here to here. Correct, guys? Correct? You all agree? We need a plan to get from here to here. Now, your job now, once you put down the plan, once you write down your plan, okay? Once you write down your plan, your job is to just follow the plan blindly to get to this point, because within this road, there's going to be, between this point A and point B, there's going to be all of these traps to shake you out of your plan. All of these traps to shake you out of your plan. There'll be this narrative or that narrative or this narrative or that narrative, right? And you'll break your plan. You'll say this time is different. It doesn't matter if it really is different. You had a plan, you follow the plan. Okay? Because most of the time, things aren't different. Do you agree? Well, you play the probability and just follow the plan, because you don't know if this time is really different until the event has passed, right? Always follow the plan. Your job is to get from point A to point B, and you write down your plan at the point of point A, not in the middle. Don't write your plan down in the middle of the course. Write down a plan ahead of time, follow the plan blindly. Period. Right? Period. So that's what we're doing, following the plan blindly. Okay, cool. Now I'm going to show you guys why, if you guys get shook out here, even though things are going according to plan, this might be one of the biggest mistakes you make. Okay? This is really, really important. Smash the likes while I set up the chart. I see there's around 100 of you over here and only 25 likes. So, what are we looking at over here? We're looking at Bitcoin weekly time frame on its index chart, which gives me a lot of price action to work with, okay? And I have a zone marked out over here. Now, some of you may not be familiar with this, and many of you who, especially those of you who have access to the premium video section right over here. In the premium video section, I've had a series going. I've been presenting you guys with a series called The Puzzle Unfolding, right? We have 3 parts out so far: The Puzzle Unfolding Part 1, Puzzle Unfolding Part 2, and Puzzle Unfolding Part 3, where I talk about our longer term goals, our longer term thesis, and it's a lot more, I would say, involved, right? The videos are a lot more detailed, and we talk about a 6-month plan, 12-month plan, we talk about fundamentals, etc., stuff that usually people on YouTube don't have the patience for. But if you guys are interested in that, that's where you can find those videos, the premium videos. So within those premium videos, one of the things that we talked about was how we are looking for a timing band, okay, for around, so basically give or take 1 month from March, right? So basically a month prior to March or a month ahead of March, right? So I have a timing band over here. Now, how do I come up with this? Again, this was a 30-minute long video where I explained my view, how I've come up with this timing band. So we're not going to go over that view in this video, but we're going to put down the conclusion of that view and look to validate that through a different angle, a very simplistic angle, but a powerful angle that will show you guys how simple you can keep it, but will also show you that if you get shook out over here, how painful it can be, okay, how painful it can be. Now, what are we going to do? Well, you guys can see that I have a time duration right over here. What I've done essentially is taken the low of the cycle, okay, and measured to where we are at the moment. Okay, so, and that's coming up to around 581 days. Now, I'm using a very objective way to dictate where I'm picking my low from. It's essentially, when did the market officially start making higher lows on the weekly time frame, okay, or the monthly time frame? Essentially, we want to see consistent higher lows without that low being taken out. When was the actual cyclical low? Okay, so right over here, this was the low for our current market in 2022, And since then, we have 581 days that have taken, like, that has passed by, and that's where we're sitting at right now. So with this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and clone this right over here. And I'm going to go ahead and place it on the previous cycle. This will let us know where we are today in relation to the previous cycle. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pick the low again. This was right over here, around $3,000. And at the time, right, in relation to the previous cycle, Bitcoin was sitting at around $9,000, okay, somewhere around here. Now again, I'm going to go ahead and clone the same thing and place it on the previous cycle as well, the one prior to that. Okay, and again, which low do we pick? Do we pick this one or this one? We pick this one. Why? Because that was the official low, right? If we pick this one, it doesn't make sense because this low took out that low. This low was not taken out. So this is the official low of the cycle, okay? So we pick this one right over there. And where was Bitcoin sitting at in relation to where we are at right now? Well, Bitcoin was sitting at around $968-ish, right? Somewhere around here. Okay, cool. Now, we know where we are sitting at in relation to the previous cycles, right? What we also know, though, is that the previous cycles, we know where the previous cycles have put in their highs, right? So what we can do is we can measure the time it took from this juncture of the market for the market to put its high in, okay, in the previous cycles, okay? So all you have to do is go ahead and measure from around here, right, to where the market put in its high. That's coming up to around 280 days, okay? Okay, see that? Let's go ahead, put it right there. So 280 days for when the market put its high in relation to where we are at in our current cycle, okay? Interestingly enough, we're going to go ahead and clone this, and we're going to go ahead and put it in right over here to the 2017 cycle, sorry, 2020 cycle, and you're going to see that the market topped out exactly at the same time, 280 days from where we are currently at in our current market juncture, right? You can see it right over there. It's insane. It's insane how cyclical these things can be, okay? So this is where it gets really interesting. Now remember, those of you who do have access to the premium videos, right over here, you guys know that we came up with this thesis through a completely different angle, and now we are kind of walking backwards and seeing, I'm going to clone the 280 days again, that if you overlay this onto our current juncture, we're coming smack on March 2025, which is our thesis, right? Now, we've given a band of like give or take 1 month, right? Say give or take 2 months if you want. But give or take 1 month gives us a range between Feb to May 2025. Feb to May 2025. So there's so much time left in the cycle. Now, this is what we're going to do, guys, okay? We don't just stop there. We're going to go, oh, hold up. Before I do this, let's go ahead and assess the same thing on the super cycle, 2013. You would think that this would not work in the super cycle, right? You would think it would not work in the super cycle because, well, this was a weird cycle. People usually exclude this from the analysis. Well, you'll be surprised because if we do the same thing, measure the 581 days from the bottom of the cycle, and then take 281 days over there and put in our horizontal, you're going to see that we come very close to the top. Okay? Remember that this, guys, this cycle started at $2. So even if you sold somewhere at around $788, that's still a 38,000% gain. 38,000% gain. Okay? So what I've shown you guys is around 281 days from where we are at currently is where the markets have topped out consistently every goddamn time, even in the super cycle. Okay? Now what I want to do for you guys is I want to highlight from that 581 day, okay, where we are at right now, what was the percent gain each time? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and delete this over here. Oops, wrong one. Trying to click on. I'm looking for time and date. I'll just do this. 1,700% in the 2017 top. And then we had a, from here, $550 in the 2020 top. And we already did this one. There we go, 581 days. 1,400-ish% in the 2013 top, right? So you guys can see that final third of the cycle, okay? This bit, if we even take the most recent move and put it over there, okay? We're seeing 423, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide the 552 by 2. We're going to say, hey, we are going to see diminishing cycles, because that's another goddamn theory that everyone is looking at. Let's say we do only 250%. That's still coming up to around $210,000. Okay? So we have a diminishing cycle theory, which I think is bullshit. I think all theories are bullshit, by the way. So I'm not picking and choosing certain theories, but my point is that this final third, this phase of the market, guys, this phase, getting shook out at this phase. Imagine if you thought you were a genius and you sold because the cycle moved from $2 to $100. You sold at $100. Well, you missed out on another 10x because the market went up to $1,000. Imagine you sold at $940 because the market moved from 100 to $1,000. You're like, oh man, this has to be the top. Well, you missed out another 20x because the cycle went from $1,000 to $20,000. Imagine if you sold right over here, and I know people who sold right over here, by the way. I know people who sold right over here at 9,000, 10,000, and they switched to TradFi. And then, right when you do that, the market goes to $60,000. It goes up another 6x. This is that phase of the market. Now, could we be wrong? Could we be wrong and the market just breaks down and this is the top of the market? Right? Could we be wrong and this is the top of the market? Yes, we could be wrong. Is it possible? Anything is possible. Is it plausible and probable? No. I would say no. It's definitely not probable based on the history of this market. But anything is possible, but it's not probable. I play probabilities. I don't know about you guys. If you guys want to play your feelings, you guys want to play your emotions, you guys want to play the FUD out on the streets, by all means do it. But I'd rather follow the plan. I'd rather follow what the data is showing me, and I'd rather be wrong on this than let the goddamn Twitter dictate our road to riches. So, do you guys want to miss this phase? And give me one indicator that we were looking for Bitcoin to hold at the beginning of the cycle that Bitcoin has lost right now. Nothing. Nothing. Okay? Hey, Julian, good to see you here, buddy. June has been pretty rough, says Ben. Let's go look at how this quarter has fared so far. This quarter has been a red quarter. But if I showed you guys this chart on the monthly, on on the 1 hour time frame, on the 4 hour time frame, on the daily time frame, you guys will be saying, hey, this is a retest of a breakout level. This is all that this is, guys. You want bigger picture, Ben? This is bigger picture. You think these guys over here did not feel pain? Think about it. Their candle closed above. They saw that wick into the support. How many people got shook out here? How many people got shook out here on this move down? What was that dump from the open to the 22%? That wick alone is 22%. The entire candle from high to low is a good 45%. All right. So I think I've made my point very clear. Finally, but Sean, what about Germany? What about Mt. Gox? What about US government? Do you guys remember the big rant I went on when Bitcoin was sitting at around $70,000? And I said, this was it, okay? In March 2024. March, yeah, this year. I said that if Bitcoin keeps going up, we are going to see a top this summer. I think the cycle is going to end early if Bitcoin keeps going up. I wanted Bitcoin to cool down, chill out. And one of the comments I got that sent me into a big rant, one of the live stream comments was, Sean, but what about the ETF flows? I think this time things are different. Again, same thing. This time things are different. ETF flows, inflows. Sean, you're ignoring the inflows. Things are different this time. And I kind of went on a long rant because I've been seeing YouTubers, especially with large followings, mislead people with false information and claiming simple supply and demand economics, guys, right? They said inflows matter. One of the YouTubers actually went as far as to say that if any of your YouTubers are not talking about inflows, unsubscribe to them. In fact, I'm going to go as far as to say if you have a YouTube influencer who's focusing on inflows as his primary topic, you should unsubscribe to that MFer because he doesn't know what he's talking about. Inflows don't matter. Not because the buying doesn't matter, it's because that particular event doesn't matter. The inflows have not mattered for you as a trader or for you as an investor. They have never effing mattered. Okay? They have just misled people. For someone to be stupid enough to come out here on YouTube and to say it's simply supply and demand economics, the price is going to go up forever because inflows are coming in, guys. That is so goddamn irresponsible. Okay? Why? Because that's not how supply and demand economics works. Firstly, as price keeps going up, there's going to be more supply coming in because people are going to be more incentivized to sell. Okay, demand is not the only side of the supply and demand equation. Okay, the way price equilibrium actually comes in the entire equation is that as price goes up, you're going to see more sellers. As price goes down, you're going to see more buyers. So if price keeps going up, you're going to see more sellers and less buyers, right? ETF inflows aren't going to just come in indiscriminately forever and forever and forever, regardless of what price is. If price moves up to $1 million tomorrow, are you going to be very excited to buy? I hope to God not. You're going to be like, whoa, this is a bit crazy. Maybe I'll buy a tad bit just to see how things play out, right? So no, the ETF flows did not matter. All that mattered was price moving up. Because you know what that tells you? It tells you that there is more demand than supply. The ETF flows in itself told you nothing because you don't know the other side of the equation. You don't know that there's more sellers coming in. And clearly there were more sellers coming in. But your YouTubers were telling you otherwise, right? Your YouTubers were telling you all that matters is ETF inflows. All that matters is ETF inflows. Bullshit. Because as price goes up, you're going to get more sellers coming in as well. So your inflows don't matter. You know what matters? When you say green candle and price closes higher. Because you know what that tells you? That tells you that regardless of inflows, there were more buyers than sellers. Because why do inflows matter to you to begin with? Because you want there to be more buyers than sellers, right? Well, that price tells you that, not the inflows. Because there's the other side. Jesus Christ, I'm going to break my mic. There's the other side to the equation that the inflows don't tell you. The charts tell you all that you need to know. Similarly, with this Germany, Mt. Gox, US government, it's the other side now that people are fighting on. First, the narrative was inflows. Now the narrative is, oh my God, Germany, or Mt. Gox, Silicon Road, right? Silicon Road, right? All that matters is the supply and demand imbalance. That's all that matters. And if Germany's selling, you don't know who's buying. If there are ETF inflows coming in, you don't know who's selling. The only way you will ever know is by looking at price. That's all that effing matters. Look at price. Is price going up and Germany is selling? You got to ask yourself, who the hell is buying? There's divergence over there. Someone is eating up all of Germany's Bitcoin sales. Is price going down and inflows going up? You got to ask yourself, who's on the other side selling? So no, don't let the FUD get to you, and at the same time, don't let the euphoria get to you, okay? I've said it before, I'm going to say it again. The market's euphoria is going to be your opportunity to sell. The market's panic is going to be your opportunity to buy. There's always a narrative that gets people to hold on longer than they should have. There's always a narrative that gets people to sell at support. Mark says, exactly right, Sean. Large pockets could see inflows come in and use it as an opportunity to sell a lot. Similarly, these bear scenarios are buy opportunities for market participants. Exactly. Like guys, remember this video over here? Do you guys remember this video over here when we talked about how price could come all the way down to 56K, right? Go watch this video. We talked about it. At that time, nobody was afraid. You know why no one was afraid of me saying price comes down to 56K? Because at that point, it was only price that mattered. The narrative wasn't attached to me saying price is coming down to 56K. No one was worried back then. Because there was no narrative attached to my analysis. Because firstly, what does this prove? It proves that one, the narrative is BS. There's always a narrative that shows up after price comes down, but the plan was always in place. The TA is what matters. Two, it shows that people's emotions are driven by the narratives. That's why the narratives are put in place. Because you guys weren't afraid when I said 56K over here. You guys didn't care because Germany wasn't in the picture. So it didn't matter. But now Germany is in the picture. So it matters. Right? Now, don't get me wrong. Don't misunderstand me. And don't think that I am saying that there is a magical line over here that will hold up price, that Bitcoin, for whatever reason, will just magically hold over there. No, I am saying that if we lose that line, we know that there is a supply and demand imbalance towards the bearish side. But until that happens, and we are seeing the complete opposite. We are seeing a bounce. We are seeing this. We are seeing the opposite. Everything going according to plan. We cannot say that the imbalance is bearish. Yeah. Bull market support bands. Oh, man. So remember, guys, if there's anyone who starts, and notice, by the way, the same YouTubers who kept talking about inflows when price was at 70K, okay, they have switched their tune now. Now they'll be talking about Germany and blaming, the biggest bullshit that I saw that someone forwarded to me was this dude posted market manipulation. Hedge funds are selling their Bitcoin. Holy shit, man, there's always some bullshit they come up with. And these guys have 500,000 subscribers, 1 million subscribers. Do you guys remember when we talked about inflows could be coming in and they could be putting on short positions on the other side? Do you guys remember that? Right? We talked about that somewhere around here. I said, these inflows could be coming in. You don't know if they're putting on short positions. Hey, Zahir, how's it going, man? I said, these inflows are coming in. You don't know if they're putting in short positions. You don't know the other side of their trade. Right? Well, guess what? When price is dumping, people start putting up the shorts, right? The shorts, right? They say, oh, look, shorts are high, shorts are high. They're manipulating the market to push price down. You don't know if they have an offsetting long position with their inflows. The same inflows that you kept talking about. The same inflows that you were getting your entire community euphoric about. Now you're using the other side. How goddamn convenient. This is why I don't do live streams often, because I get myself into trouble by bashing people. All right, and finally, do you guys not remember this as part of the plan? The mango fake out breakout pattern. Yeah, man, everything's lining up. I'm preparing for everything's lining up. It's really hard to get bearish other than Germany, right? Like Germany's selling. Hey, Marin, how's it going, man? Well, we don't know though, right? It needs to break in. Could do this. Give us a good heart. Yeah. So, you know what's gonna happen, guys? Okay, let's say the bullish scenario plays out. I'm not saying it is. Okay, let's say the bullish scenario plays out. Let's say we rally from here. We're closing this 3 month in 5 days. Okay, we see the next 3 month candle. Price goes up to like 200,000. Suddenly, it's going to be announced that Michael Dell has added $4 billion of German Bitcoin into his balance sheet. Right, so Michael Dell has bought, we have Michael Saylor and Michael Dell. His first name is Michael too, right? Adding Bitcoin to their balance sheet. Right? Price is sitting at 220,000. Your favorite influencer is going to be on YouTube, and he's going to be showing you corporate treasuries now, right? It's switched from showing inflows to corporate treasuries. All the corporations are going to be buying Bitcoin. It's supply and demand economics, guys. It's simple supply and demand economics, right? It's all that matters. Price is going to go up forever. 500,000 is next. $850,000 is next. If anybody says that, right, immediately hit the unsubscribe. The only $850,000 thesis you should listen to is the one Wolvie from Mango has, because that's legit. That's the most legit $850,000 thesis, because it's technical analysis based. It's not based on this bullshit. So just remember my words, okay? When you guys are feeling euphoric because corporations have started adding Bitcoin to their balance sheet, remember my words. And then after we go through an entire bear market, the next narrative is going to be governments adding Bitcoin to their balance sheets at $800,000 Bitcoin. And remember my words again, because again, these guys will start having spreadsheets of goddamn governments. All right, with that, I think we can wrap up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. We talked about a lot, but yeah, we went through a recap of the plan. We talked about why it'll be a mistake that you may regret if you do sell your Bitcoin. I can go and quickly show you guys that chart again. Just remove the one here, just remove the one there. Boom. All right. For those of you who are just tuning in, we went through an entire cyclical analysis and how this is the opportunity that you might be missing out on, right? And finally, Germany, Mt. Gox, and US government don't matter. All that matters and that should matter to you is whether or not we lose key levels, all right? And those key levels are mostly the weekly dynamic is going to be the first key level that you need to be. I mean, you watch whatever goddamn levels you guys want to watch, all right? Watch whatever levels you guys want to watch. Tell you guys what I'm watching. I'm watching this level over here on the weekly dynamic coming in at around $58,400. You guys can go ahead and note it down. As of right now, it's coming at $58,400. I'll update you guys. Hit the subscribe button if you guys haven't subscribed yet. And I'll be watching the bi-weekly dynamic coming in at, we kind of already tested it. Right? We don't test it often. We've tested it. It's same thing, 58,200 and 53,000, right? Somewhere around there. So what I would really like to see, and this is going to scare a lot of people, is a move down to the bi-weekly, right? A wick, and then closing back into the red box, and then doing this. Right? Like, think about the pain there. Jesus Christ. Imagine that. This is going to line up with something else too, because we are closing a monthly. Hint, hint. With that, do the mango way, do the easy way, do the stress-free way. I'll see you guys in the Discord and in the next one. Ciao.